Coming up on NTC News, we are tracking the latest on an active shooter situation that started in Rockford this morning.
And we have what's new on campus with the details from today's Board of Trustees meeting.
Plus, students wanting online courses may find delight in the near future. NTC News starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
Hello, I'm Victor Way.
And I'm Dejaneria Ferguson. It's Thursday, March 7, and you are watching NTC News. Rockford police are now in a standoff with an armed and dangerous shooter. Police say the suspect, Floyd E. Brown, shot and killed a police deputy at an extended stay hotel just after 9 a.m. The suspect was tracked down near Lincoln, just north of Springfield, and reports are that authorities are negotiating with him at this time. The officer, who was shot and pronounced dead this afternoon, was attempting to serve Brown an arrest warrant for an armed robbery in Bloomington. There are also reports that a woman in the hotel room with the suspect suffered from a gunshot wound.
So today about 9:15, members of the Rockford Police Department responded to Extended Stay America, 747 Bell School Road, and report from the U.S. Marshals Task Force were attempting to serve an arrest warrant on a subject in one of the rooms here. They were fired upon by the suspect. One of the marshals was hit. His status right now is unknown.
The NIU Rockford campus was on lockdown for about an hour, but police say all classes have resumed.
An NIU professor has been sentenced to jail for her third DUI conviction. 44-year-old Trudy Jacobson of Sycamore is a tenured faculty member and will begin in a 15-day jail sentence. The conviction is in connection to a 2017 arrest where her 7-year-old child was in the car. The university says it had no prior knowledge of Jacobson's convictions. Jacobson will have to pay a $1,000 fine, complete 75 hours of counseling, and attend a victim impact panel.
NIU has many changes and updates coming its way.
NTC reporter Isai Sanchez is here to tell us more. Isai, what is the most important thing that stuck out to you today?
Yeah, so one of the big news coming out of this morning is a gift of $7 million that was given to the university from an anonymous couple. So this money is to be used for scholarships, but the scholarships can be for any college, it can be for any degree, and it can be for any student. So that's pretty cool. On another note, NAU has also renewed their intercollegiate athletic sponsorship from Adidas for a whopping $3.5 million. So this deal will actually make Adidas a university sponsor for the next 7 years. And President Lisa Freeman says that staying with Adidas made sense since that's what athletes already own.
There were other competitive proposals that were considered by the university, so it wasn't like this was a renewal that was done without considering other options.
Lastly, there has been 2 degree programs added to the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. First, a Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science and a Bachelor of Science in Statistics will be available next fall. Back to you.
The next step in deciding who will be the executive vice president and provost of the university will be to choose between the final 4 candidates, all of whom have ended their interview process. Responsibilities for the provost include working on the budget process with the school president. The executive vice president is also in charge of improving the school's academic program. The final candidate was interviewed on Tuesday.
Looking towards the future, NIU is trying to stay up to date with technology advances with this new partnership. The university board approved a $20 million contract with Wiley Education to expand the online courses offerings. To get more information on what all that means to you as well as the university, Victor met with the executive director of Extended Learning earlier this week.
Joined here with Jason Rohde. He's going to give us a little bit more insight on this. So my first question to you is that this is a part of a plan to increase enrollment within, I believe, the next 5 years.
Yes.
So how does this partnership play into that plan?
Yes, so within the recently released Strategic Enrollment Management Plan, it specifically talks about growing enrollments in online programs. So these are students who would never otherwise come to campus. So they're enrolling in other types of academic programs. And so as we came out of program prioritization a few years ago as an institution, one of the areas where we realized we needed some extra help is in the area of recruitment and support for these online programs and online students. So we engaged in a request for proposals through the state of Illinois and have identified a vendor partner who will be able to work with us and bring expertise in this area, much like Northwestern Medicine is partnering with the university to support health services, and even Follett is supporting us in the kind of running our bookstore.
Right.
That same model is what we're looking to do here to grow and support online students.
Right, which makes sense. So some people, when they read the article, the first thing they're going to look at is that number, that $20 million number, which may take some people by surprise. But as we know, things are a little bit more nuanced than that. So kind of how is that broken down in a financial aspect, and where does that come from?
Sure. So that number that you see is the kind of the full menu of services that the institution could choose to partner with. And so because we engaged in this request for proposals process through the state of Illinois, we asked for vendors to give us enrollment projections and costs for all of our online programs, as well as programs that we don't currently offer online but might want to consider in the future. And so that number that we had to get approval on is actually the full menu of services if we were to select every single program that we currently offer, as well as those that we don't. We're actually currently engaged with through the procurement process on the actual contract details. And I know for year one, I can tell you, we're really looking at 6 programs that we're going to start with. And so that number is, for year one, is closer to about $3 million or so for year one.
Okay, so switching it a little bit, since this is in a plan to increase enrollment generally, is there any type of a, I wouldn't say fear, but a radar that this will kind of lessen the campus, the presence of students on campus if they have the alternative of maybe eventually being fully online? Is that a thought at all?
Sure. Well, it's no surprise. Students like taking online courses, right? Definitely, the flexibility, the ability to really customize for their own schedule. The intention here is not in any way to convert our on-campus students to online students. It's really to how do we reach out to those students who would never otherwise be able to take advantage of an NIU education. And so really our focus, in fact, the first 6 programs that we've identified are programs that are fully online and they're not geared for our on-campus students.
All right. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming, sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
The new online courses will be available starting in the fall.
NIU law professor Lisa Jensen will fill the magistrate judge position in Rockford. Jensen earned her law degree from Chicago-Kent College of Law. She has more than 25 years of experience. Jensen is also the founder and owner of Jensen Law Office in Rockford and oversees the firm's legal and administrative work. Jensen will be the first woman to serve as a judicial officer in the division and also teaches the university's new prisoner rights program.
The City Council is set to vote on renovations for the Egyptian Theater on Monday. The Northern Star reported that DeKalb City Council officials elected to postpone renovations for the Egyptian Theater. Updates include installing new heating and air systems. The project's estimate is $5 million. DeKalb citizens say they are worried about the potential impact of renovating the south wall of the theater.
Time now for a quick check of the weather.
NTC News' Kevin Doom has more on that.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, looking at conditions over campus right now, temps are sitting nice and cool in the mid-20s, winds nice and calm out of the east at around 5 miles an hour, and cloudy skies. So the cold hasn't gone anywhere quite yet. The clouds certainly aren't making their way out of here anytime soon, and we may even see a little bit of snow making its way into our area later tonight. But after all that's moved out of the area, we're going to see quite a substantial warm-up. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. Back to you.
After the break, there may be trouble for Democrats in Congress, and we have the details.
Also, the Husky Trail led us to a place you all named the best bar in DeKalb. Stay with us.
There's never a shortage of news in politics and business.
And NTC, Evan Johnson has the latest, starting off with this week's edition of Political Pit Stop. Evan?
Thanks, guys. Let's start with what's making headlines all the way in Washington. Tensions are still on the rise for members of the Democratic Party today. They are struggling to calm the attention directed towards the actions of one of their own rising stars. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is facing backlash over her alleged anti-Semitic tweets against Israel. The comments have caused Republicans to complain, mainly about the Democratic response to the incident. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is at the forefront of the controversy and what is being seen as political crisis. The House Foreign Affairs Committee is set to vote on a resolution to condemn hate speech later today. There's new developments regarding President Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen. There's news this morning that Cohen's attorney asked for the possibility of a president pardon. Cohen has been under the public eye after pleading guilty to multiple crimes, including lying to Congress. This news comes from Cohen's current attorney, Lonnie Davis, and contradicts the statements made in his public testimony before the House last week. Davis stands by his client's testimony, stating that Cohen was referring to the time period after he left his initial defense team agreement with the president. Looking forward to 2020, it looks like former Vice President Joe Biden is in fact heading for a presidential bid. Advisors to Biden say he has began offering campaign positions to well-known Democratic strategists. Biden's strategist has also reached out to multiple candidates to signal his intentions to run. The predetermined frontrunner is looking at launching his campaign in early April. And that brings us to this week's segment of Dollars and Cents. With nearly 100 million users on Instagram, the company is shifting its focus and testing in-app profile pages for local businesses. Similar to Google, the profiles show the company's address, hours of operation, and the phone number. The business owners are hoping by switching, they will gain more traffic and reach a broader audience. The rollout isn't official yet, but there are reports that users are seeing an update to their business pages. The third largest delivery pizza chain, Papa John's, has finally said goodbye to its founder, John Schneider. Schneider has agreed to leave the board as part of a settlement agreement with the company. The founder has filed several lawsuits against the company to regain control after stepping down as CEO in December of 2017. Since stepping down as CEO, Schneider resigned as chairman last summer following reports he had used a racial slur on a media training conference call. Since stepping down, the company's same-store sales fell 7.3% in 2018. Dollar Tree will now be selling alcohol after renovating over 1,000 stores and closing 390 locations. Its renovated locations will include a $1 Dollar Tree merchandise section, and over 400 stores will have an expanded freezer and cooler section. The initiative will also see 200 Family Dollar stores rebranded to Dollar Tree. The portfolio has over 15,000 brick-and-mortar stores as of February 2nd. That's going to be it for this week's segment. Now let's toss it back to the desk.
NIU is getting help in its efforts to provide high-quality education to migrant children and families. The university was awarded a $1.67 million contract by the Illinois State Board of Education. The program will partner up with school districts to focus on comprehensive summer school, programs that allow students to meet academic standards and graduation requirements in their home states. Doctorate student Suzanne Des Neves of will serve as the Director of Illinois Migrant Education Services at NIU. The contract runs from now through September 20th through the 21st.
President Lisa Freeman is turning her attention to women's needs on campus. As a part of that, she has formed a commission on the status of women. It is one of the 5 different presidential commissions. It deals with everything from maternity leave and sexual harassment. Faculty, staff, and students are all encouraged to join and give their input.
This week's Husky Trail leads us to Fatty's Pub and Grill at 1312 West Lincoln Highway, Sycamore Grove.
NTC News reporter Kobe Price got an inside look at why Fatty's is named the best bar in DeKalb and found out about the best kept secret.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of Inside the 815. I'm here at Fatty's Pub and Grill, a place that you all recently named as the best bar in DeKalb. Now, the Husky Trail has told me that this place offers a lot more than just great drinks. So I'm going to talk to the owner, I'm going to talk to a loyal customer, and I'm going to talk to a longtime employee about what makes this place so great and a staple of DeKalb. Come on, let's go. So what do we have here?
Fatty's Cajun fried potato salad.
Fried potato salad.
Cajun fried potato
Cajun
salad.
fried potato
Yes.
salad. What all goes into
All
this?
right, so this was originally, we did not invent this. All right, we took something that was made by Justin Wilson, the Cajun chef out of New Orleans, and put our own spin on it. So what you have are fresh baked Idaho potatoes, diced up, drop them in a deep fryer, bring them out, cover them in our secret sauce, which is kind of what makes the entire dish.
Secret sauce. Can I get a little?
No,
insight?
nothing.
Not at all?
No, I can't offer you it.
How much would you say the success of NIU athletics, especially recently, has helped Fatty's grow?
Oh, definitely. I'd be foolish to think it had nothing. I mean, it had everything to do with it. I mean, we started hosting the coaches show. I've hired a lot of athletes to bartend and, wait staff around here.
Give it a shot.
Do it, man. Dig in. I'm gonna have some too, actually.
Let me say this. This is no longer a best kept secret. This best people are gonna know about this one.
Yeah, crispy yet chewy at the same time, which is sometimes hard to do.
So you know you guys have been voted by the Northern Star as the best place to work in DeKalb.
Almost every year we get voted best of almost everything, so it's kind of nice, yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I would say, especially for the workplace, just because it's just such a good environment to work in. It's really lighthearted and, but also can be a great job if you're in school or a great job as like a career. Really, there's, we have a ton of different variations of, why people work here and stuff. So I think that's what keeps people kind of coming back, and obviously the money doesn't hurt either.
Between Jeff, the servers, how do they keep bringing you back?
So the way they bring me back is their deals and their promotions. I know that their promotion team has got some new stuff going on, and they have like some new weekly deals, and that really gets people from Molly's to Fatty's because it's cheaper, and I know I'm not rolling in money. I know no one else is, so the better the deals, the better the audience in the crowd.
So I can see why the fried Cajun potato salad would be named the best kept secret in DeKalb by the Northern Star, because it was absolutely fantastic. All the employees here seem to love it at Fatty's, so if you're looking for a job, definitely recommend you checking it out. Not to mention, Fatty's is the official pre- and post-game headquarters of NIU Athletics, so if it's good enough for our athletes, it's definitely good enough for you. That's all I got for you guys. Peace out, hungry people.
Fatty's was approved for and plans to open a drive-through liquor store across the street from their current location by the upcoming fall. They've added the Novak room to help with the expansion of their off-site catering.
Time now for a look at if there's any insight to this cold weather.
NTC's Kevin Doom has today's weather report. Kevin?
Thank you, guys. Yeah, so we're looking at temperatures across the nation right now, and we remain cool as our jet stream sits to the south of us. However, over the next several days, the jet stream is going to be pulled north, and with that, it's going to bring up a lot of warm air from the southeast as we look into temperatures Friday, and then again into Saturday, even more warm air making its way into our area. However, with this warm air, it's going to bring a lot of moisture as well, meaning that with this warm up we're going to see a lot of rain coming as well. So here looking at our current radar, this is actually a big band of snow sitting across central Illinois right now. Now this band is actually moving very slowly across the area, and that's because we're getting this wind out of the east pushing against it. So this system is going to make its way into our area, but it's not going to happen for several hours yet. A recap at our current weather, temps in the mid-20s, and then winds nice and calm out of the east at around 5 miles an hour. So cloudy skies are going to stick around for the remainder of the day. Things are going to warm up to about 28 degrees. Winds are going to start picking up though in the evening, and then there's that band of snow that we talked about tonight. That's going to roll through just before midnight, and then any accumulation, if any, is going to remain under a ½ an inch, so nothing too big there. For tomorrow, the sun is going to peek through periodically through the day. Things are going to warm up to about 37 degrees, but not before some snow moves through early in the morning, but that should all move out of the area by noon. And then for Saturday, things are going to warm up even more, up to 42 degrees. However, we're going to get a lot of rain throughout the day. Now this rain is actually going to start off as some snow or maybe even freezing rain, but all that should melt away and transition into rain by around noon. And then the rain's going to stick around through the remainder of the day and in through Saturday night. Now for Sunday, things are going to cool off just a tad, but the real story here is that it's going to be very windy. You can see winds anywhere from 20 to 25 miles an hour, and then gusts are going to be anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour. So this high of around 37 degrees, don't let that fool you. Things are definitely going to feel below freezing for your Sunday, something definitely you want to keep in mind. So here's our 7-day. There's that warm-up that we talked about, bringing things up to 42 degrees on Saturday with those rains, and then cooling things off just a tad for your Sunday and your Monday, and then things are really going to start to warm up for your Tuesday at 43, and then look at that Wednesday all the way up to 53 degrees. However, we're going to get another round of showers on Wednesday. Again, with this warm-up, we're going to see quite a bit of rain, but hey, with a warm-up like this, I'll take showers any day. Back to you guys.
When we come back, we'll tell you how Lacey James' passion for basketball helped him overcome a scary situation.
And the basketball season is almost over. We'll bring you the highlights.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org. You made your house a reality. Homeschooling yourself on loans, color-coding listings, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. If you can ace house hunting, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Hey Husky Nation, there was a lot going on this past week with NIU Athletics, and it was a big scouting day yesterday. So let's get started. Scouts representing 20 NFL football teams packed the Chesapeake Fieldhouse yesterday for NIU's Pro Day. Over 15 players participated, showing off their skills in all of the various drills NFL scouts evaluate. Prior to Pro Day, 2 of NIU's standouts, Sutton Smith and Max Sharping, participated at the NFL Combine. Sharping was involved in personal drills at a limited capacity yesterday. He is grateful for his time at the Combine, but is excited to get back to playing the game.
Just trying to get back into football shape. Like I said, I was training for all this underwear Olympic stuff. I'm not really a track athlete, at 320 pounds. So just trying to get back in more football shape.
Sharping and the rest of NIU's seniors will all be watching for their names to be called on NFL Draft Night in late April. The men's basketball team got back on track when they faced Central Michigan. 4 Huskies scored in double figures on Tuesday night's 89-86 win over the Chippewas. Senior Levi Bradley led the team with 26 points, and junior Eugene German wasn't too far behind, scoring 19 of his own. The men's basketball team will close the regular season this Friday when they travel to Ball State. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. Lacey James' journey to NIU was almost over before it even started, but determination and support from his mother helped the senior forward take on all challenges. NTC reporter Mateo Avila has the story.
Basketball was instilled into Lacey James' life at a very early age. His mother and all 5 of her siblings went to college on basketball scholarships, and Lacey even built a relationship with NBA champion and former league MVP Dirk Nowitzki. The 6'9", 240-pound Michigan native starred at Wayland Union High School, but it wasn't all smooth sailing. In the summer before his senior season, James was diagnosed with a heart condition that doctors thought was serious enough to end his playing career. But Lacey still held out hope.
Behind closed doors, I did work out. I did lift still. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't sit down, and I just didn't do it competitively. But it was a dark place. It really opened my eyes as to what I am off the court, and what I am as a man, what I'm as a person as well.
After multiple opinions from different doctors, Lacey was finally cleared to play by the Mayo Clinic, and went on to average 20 points and 15 rebounds in his senior season, while being a candidate for Mr. Basketball in the state of Michigan. James then went to the East Coast after committing to Rider University in New Jersey. His #1 supporter followed, Lacey's mother, Carrie.
We are basketball junkies. We just love
the sport. I love watching him play it. And so I thought, life's too short. I'm just gonna, move out there and find a job and then make the best of it.
The James family only stayed out east for a year before Lacey transferred to NIU. Carrie got a job at CBS in Chicago before moving to DeKalb to be closer to her son's games. And that's something Lacey doesn't take for granted.
I wouldn't say it's a mother-son relationship. I would say it's a friend-to-friend relationship. She can teach me, I can teach her about life. And, she's one, like I said, she's my mother because, she does her rules and things like that. And, but other than that, we have really close relationships.
Lacey is now in his second full season at NIU and is starting to hit his stride. James is averaging 8.5 points and 7 rebounds this season and was even named MAC Player of the Week earlier this year. But Lacey hasn't forgotten what he went through to get there. His tattoo of a basketball in the shape of a heart serves as a reminder to his passion and triumph, and his mother is the motivation he needs to keep moving forward.
This year does feel real good, and it feels right that I am here to experience all this, with him and everything. And like I said, life is just too short. You just have to live it.
If I'm here living now, then I definitely can't have any regrets if I see another day. But at the end of the day, God put me in different situations for a reason, and I never have any regrets in my life.
Lacey is proof that if you have heart and some motherly love, nothing can stop you from achieving your dreams. For NTC News, I'm Mateo Avila.
Staying with the men's basketball team, a certain leader helped lead the team to their recent victory. NTC reporter Martin Sotelo takes a look at how a former athlete went from player to coach.
For men's basketball head coach Mark Montgomery, the art of the sport comes naturally. With years of experience as a former player and assistant coach for Michigan State University, Montgomery brings a lot of experience to NIU. He ranks 4th all-time in steals and assists for the Spartans, and even helped them win a Big Ten championship in 1990. And as an assistant, the team made it all the way to a national title game in 2009. With so much time spent under legendary coach Tom Izzo, Montgomery shares what he learned the most.
You have to roll up your sleeves every day and get to work. If that's practices, if that's recruiting, if that's building relationships, if that's getting better at film studies, you just have to, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
And Coach definitely aims to get the most out of his players. Before arriving in 2011, the team struggled to find consistency under previous head coach Ricardo Patton. But Montgomery won his 100th game last month against the Ohio Bobcats and has managed to bring big wins to the program, including a victory this season against then 14th ranked University of Buffalo. And how has he done it? Coach likes to wear his heart on his sleeve.
I just like to win. So I try to coach with emotion. I try to coach as in like I'm still on the court playing and be into the game.
And whether he decides to coach with or without his jacket, Montgomery tries to bring a certain mindset for his team, whether they win or lose.
You try to just give them reminders. I'm not trying to show up players, I'm just trying to remind them that the little things matter.
Montgomery's experience, passion, and attention to detail leave him as this week's leader of the pack. For NTC News, I'm Martin Sotelo.
Montgomery and the team are back in action tomorrow when they take on Ball State University. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. The women's basketball team fell short in yesterday's senior night matchup against Ball State. Senior Michaela Voigt led all scorers with 30 points, but that wasn't enough for the Huskies to win. They lost 67-64. Head coach Lisa Carlson says that they have to get better in certain situations to give themselves an opportunity. The team will close the regular season on the road this Saturday against Western Michigan. The NIU wrestling team finished the regular season with an overall record of 8-10 after a loss to Buffalo last Friday. Number 15 ranked Britt Wilson improved to 23-4 with his win over Buffalo's Jake Lanning, making this the 6th straight win for the freshman. The team will return to the mat when they travel to Norfolk, Virginia to compete in the MAC Championship March 8th and 9th. The NIU women's tennis team will host a pair of matchups this weekend. The Huskies will host 7-4 UIC and 2-8 PUI at the Boylan Tennis Center. The team looks for their first wins since a 7-0 victory over Green Bay on February 3rd. The first match will begin tomorrow at 11 a.m. against the Flames and the second on March 10th at 9 a.m. against the Jaguars. The basketball team was swept in 3 games last weekend at the University of Kansas Jayhawks. The series started with a Friday afternoon doubleheader and resumed Saturday morning. The Huskies were outscored 18-4 over the course of the series and have won just 2 of their first 11 games. Head coach Mike Kuningas said they still need to work on the offensive side of their game after the 3-1 loss in the series finale. The team heads back out on the road tomorrow for a 3-game tilt in Carbondale against the Southern Illinois University Saluics. Staying on the diamond, the women's softball team won last weekend over the Incarnate Word Cardinals 3-1. The Huskies jumped on to an early lead in the game, scoring a run in the first inning and then adding another run in the second. The ladies will travel to Washington to compete in the Husky Classic tomorrow. That will be it for NTC Sports, and as always, go Huskies. Let's send it back to the desk.
And now for Deja's favorite part of today's show, I'm sure.
Yes, I got to take an inside look into NIU's only majorette-style dance team that made history earlier last week. The Young Beautiful Ladies, known as YBL, bring excitement to halftime performance. The organization was founded on September 10, 2015 by 6 NIU students. They have been performing for over 3 years, but never given the chance to perform at a sporting event until now. The group recently became the first African-American majorette dance team to perform at NIU Athletics event with their halftime performance during a men's basketball game. While the team may be excited, President Tatiana Coleman believes enthusiasm is something they constantly bring.
I think that's the only thing we give. We give a lot of things. We give energy, we give spunk, we give life. We have fun.
And the ladies have definitely earned their recent success. With 4 practices a week, Young Beautiful Ladies work tirelessly to perfect their routine. Team captain Kiara Haynes believes hard work pays off.
We work on techniques such as arms, legs, head, fingers, hands. It's tedious things, but you stand out so much more.
Coleman hopes the team's recent showcase will bring more opportunity, not only for Young Beautiful Ladies, but all organizations.
It's nice to see different things. You know, I know we have the Silverettes. I've seen the cheerleaders at games. It's nice to see a variety of things, you know, and I just think us performing at the game, I think it will open doors for a lot of other teams.
And I am proud to say that I am a veteran member of the team myself.
NTC News is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.